Hey guys, and welcome back to everyone that was hanging out with me in the last class. My name is Kendy, and I'll be teaching you for the next hour. The topic of the day is art, and we just discussed some different forms of art. Right now, we are going to talk about one in particular, and that is graffiti art. So I guess let's find out what you guys think really fast. Hi, welcome, Giovanni.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, welcome to the class.
Yes, thank you. Let me introduce myself. I'm Johnny from Italy. I think it's easier. And I heard about your interesting lesson, and I'm here to join it.
Cool. Where do you live in Italy? Hi, thank you for introducing. Nice to meet you, Johnny.
I live in the south, nearby Naples, the dirtiest city in Europe, you know. And
Johnny has a sense of humor.
and that's it. That's it for now.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you joined the class. I see a lot of art, on the wall in the background of that room that you are in. So I think you like art.
No, this is just the room of my eldest son, and you can find some pictures made of him, and this is just a children room, you know, and because I am a young daddy, and they are at school at the moment, and I'm taking advantage of this to study English.
Cool. So your son is an artist. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Totally.
I try to teach them not only your their education, but how to scribble down, how to paint, how to. I think that art is very important for children, because in a way is a good way to express themselves, and because they don't have they don't they are not familiar with handwriting and calculation. Art is a universal way to express ourselves.
I totally agree. What do you think about that, Chow? Do you agree?
Yes, totally agree.
Hi again, welcome back. And hi again to Alberto, welcome back to class. Thank you all for being here.
Hi.
Do you also think art is important for children?
No, not really. Not an artist.
Why not?
I'm not an artist.
Okay. Oh, by the way, in the last class, Johnny, Alberto told us he painted a mural on his wall, and his wife is an artist. So I don't know why you are saying you're not an artist.
I helped my wife only. I only helped my wife. Getting the tools and the stuff.
We say you are being very humble. Do you know this word in English? Humble?
No.
Not boastful.
Anyone know this? Huh?
Yes.
It's just the contrary of boastful.
Right. Yes, exactly. It's the opposite of boastful, right? Yes. So, Alberto, you are not saying, yes, I'm an artist and I'm fabulous and I can paint murals and they are so beautiful and you should see my art. You're not saying that. You're saying, no, I'm not an artist. I only help. I don't do much. But really, you have talent. This is being humble. You are being humble.
I'm a small person.
No, it's a good thing. It's not a negative. It's not a negative word. It's actually a very positive word. The negative side would be Maybe the negative type of word of this would be insecure. Insecure has a negative. It's the same idea, but it has a negative connotation. Like I can't, when you really believe you can't. But actually, I think you know you have talent, but you don't want to tell everyone. So you're being humble. It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I understand.
Okay. So, graffiti. What do you guys know about graffiti art? What is it? What do you guys know about it? Where have you seen it? What do you think of when you think of graffiti?
I think that graffiti is a form of art, definitely. But in some cases, they could be considered as mm, a signal of dirtiness. I think that in some cases, graffiti are a real problem for for the majority of the cities in the world, because the graffiti expresses the idea of a degrade social problems in that zone. Okay, but I consider them a great form of art, providing that
Okay.
they are beautiful to see. They are providing that, for example, I can say that there were a lot of graffiti on the Berlin Wall. Okay, okay, and because in the past the idea to run away from from the Eastern Germany was uh, very very significant. Okay, so in order to express the idea, in order to express this dream to relocate abroad in Western countries, uh, in their inhabitants painted a lot of graffiti on the Berlin Wall, and this is
Mm-hmm.
fantastic in my opinion.
Yes. I think so. So where? Let's back up really quickly. Where do you usually see graffiti? You mentioned the Berlin Wall, but
Yeah.
where else will you typically see graffiti?
Uh, I think that for both of sides, okay, because in the past there were some images of this wall completely covered by this graffiti, both in both sides, you know. But for example, I remember some graffiti uh, about I don't know. There was a famous song by Doors, "The West is the Best." Okay, but but it was expressed in a very peculiar way. I mean, with a great handwriting, with some particular signals, particular symbols, and this perfectly expresses the idea um, of freedom, because freedom is the real idea that graffiti want to express. That's why I agree with
Yes,
me.
different social attitudes. Exactly, different social attitudes of the time. It's very historical. It reflects the ideas of people. Um, that's good. Exactly. What about Chow? Do you see graffiti in your town or in the city, and where do you see it?
Actually, in my town or in my country, we have a special graffiti. Actually, it is not a graffiti. It is just some painting in the wall, and it said, "Do you want to make the fake certificate and leave the phone numbers?" So for the real graffiti, I think it is not so popular in China, but recently it gets some uh, widespread, and but I think it is just allowed to be um, paint in the specific area, it was be regulated, and at least in China. And I can say the reason behind it, because although I like the freedom, I like to just express my heart, my feeling through this way, and I think it is a art. It is a great expression. Some it's better. Once we abuse it, we will create some social problem and some antisocial graffiti. So, we should look at the pros and cons. We should regulate it. But the question is the willingness of the graffiti is to express, is to pursue the freedom. Some of them, but if you regulate it, it is limited the freedom. So I don't know. Maybe.
That's an excellent point. Yeah. So you're basically the idea you are circling around is it is controversial.
Yes.
Do you understand this word controversial, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It is controversial because yes, it is an art form. Yes, it is a beautiful expression. Yes, it can bring people together, and etc. 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 Also, this other word I typed in is vandalism. Do you guys know this word?
Yeah.
Vandalism is defacing or destroying public property. And so imagine if somebody comes, or private property, if somebody comes to your home and just paints on your house, is that okay if they don't ask you? I mean, so this is why, and personal opinions aside, this is why it's controversial, because it's an art form, but also it is illegal sometimes to go and just paint what you want on a wall, right? Maybe it can be offensive. Also, it also depicts, like what you were saying, social attitudes. And Johnny's example of the Berlin Wall, they are very extreme opinions on one side or the other, so it can also be offensive. And it's in a public space. Everyone can see it. So it's not just in your home for your friends. It's for everyone. So graffiti is a very controversial art form. And I wanted to, it has an interesting history in the United States. I wanted to read a little bit about it. And are we all together so far? Are there any words that we just discussed that anyone does not understand? It's okay.
Okay, okay.
We're together. Okay, so I have this short article. Oh, not this one. And I'm going to share my screen. Kevin, are you there?
Yes.
Kevin, would you like to start us off? This is a short history of graffiti. Can you read the first sentence for us?
Okay, but I cannot. Yes.
Here, I'll make it a little bit bigger.
Modern day graffiti can be. Sorry, I can't see it.
Traced? Oh,
no, I can't see the. Yeah. I can't see the screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
You had better send us the link of this article.
All right. Can everyone see this?
I can just zooming it a little bit.
Here, let me make it bigger. What about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to send the link.
I see you with sunglasses on.
What?
Ah, now. No.
Okay.
Oh, let me get back to the chat. Hold on. Let me open up this chat again. I'm going to send a link. Who has sunglasses?
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Modern day graffiti can be traced back to Philadelphia during the late 60s. During this period, it was mostly used by political activists, your gangs making their territory.
Excellent. Thank you. So the late 60s, it's referring to the 1960s. And the late, right, 1967, 68, 69, right? Okay. It was used by political activists or gangs. Do you guys know what gangs are?
Yeah.
A group of people.
People, yes.
People who committed crime together.
Yes, that's one definition. Yeah, it's a social group of people that band together, and they are usually regional, right? So they like the mafia is a type of gang, right?
Yeah.
And so there are small gangs that pop up in different cities, different parts of cities, maybe in the north or in the south or the east or the west side of the city, and they're different groups. And they mark their territory. This is an expression in English. What does this mean, to mark your territory?
The place under their control.
To signal
Yeah, under their power.
To put the border.
Exactly. And they mark it. So, for example, you might see on a wall the name of a gang or the symbol of a gang, and that means that that part of town, that part of the city is their territory. That gang, that's the part that they control, that's where they live, that's where they operate. Okay? Okay, so you'll see if you go around to different cities, you might see this in your hometown too. Okay, who wants to read the next one?
Can I?
Sure.
So, during the early 70s, the writer Taki 183 took it to another level by covering much of New York City with his tag. The New York Times did an article on Taki which exposed tagging to the public. Taki was not the first writer, but is a legendary for bringing so much attention to it.
Exactly, good. This is legendary.
Legendary, okay.
Exactly. And what does that mean? He is not the first one. Taki 183 was not the first one to do this, but he is legendary. What does that mean?
He became famous.
Exactly.
For years.
Okay. He became a legend, like a famous story. For bringing so much attention to it. So people were doing this before Taki came along, right? But he took it to another level. This is another expression in English. To take something to another level. To take it to another level. Take art to another level. Take English learning to another level. What does that mean?
Increase.
Improve.
Increase.
Improve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Start doing it in a different and usually bigger, better way.
Yeah.
Okay, so verbling, for example, has taken, you always use it with take. Verbling has taken language learning to another level by creating this website that is available in every country for, everyone to come together. This is, you do realize this is a completely different level for language learning, right? How common is it to be in a class with people from all over the world when they are in their own countries? It's crazy. Yeah. And he covered a lot of New York City with his tag. Tag?
Signatures?
Yeah, that's a good word to put it. Exactly. Like we were talking about gang names, gang symbols. Kind of a slang term for graffiti is tag. So you might hear somebody saying, oh, there was a lot of graffiti on the wall, but they'll say there was a lot of tagging on the wall. So your tag is like your symbol or your signature, your, what you put, your symbol or your signature. So as a verb, he tagged a lot of New York City, and what he did this became really popular in the subway systems. So in the subway cars, this is when you started to see it. For example, one gang or one person would tag their name or symbol on a subway car, and then another gang or another person from another gang would come and they would sit on the same subway. They would see this tag, and let me unshare my screen for a second. I feel like I want to talk to you face to face.
Can you hear me?
So they would see this tag, and they would say, no, no, this is not this person's territory, and they would cross it out, and they would write their tag. And then another person would come and say, no, 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 this is mine. So the idea, it started very small. It just started as a small tag. And the idea was to make your tag bigger and bigger and bigger so people couldn't cross it out. And then it became this artistic form. Not only was it bigger, I'm not just going to write Kendy, my name, just in letters. I'm going to make it very beautiful and very artistic and big. So you can't do anything to it. You can't cross it out. It will be there. And this is kind of how it started. It really exploded on the subways in New York City. And New York City is a huge city. It's a very, very big city. So imagine all the subways. You can imagine it spread very quickly. Especially the subways, they go to different cities. So you are going to now involve gangs from all over the city, which is big. And this is kind of how it got to be really, really popular. And then the news heard about it and covered it, and then boom, it's on the news, and everybody knows about it. Let's go back. Who would like to read the next one?
Yeah, me? Well,
go ahead. Is that Alberto?
No, but you, Chao, or Kevin, or, well, or me. Tagging became a competition between the boroughs of New York City to see who could cover more area with their tags. The letters evolved into block and bubble letters, which form the basis for the many styles employed today. The art form was booming and took shape in the subways of New York City. They are still considered by many to be the ultimate canvas of for a true writer.
Excellent, thank you. So it was a competition. Do you guys know this word, competition?
Yes.
Yes.
A race.
A race, yeah.
Yeah, between the boroughs.
Yeah.
This is just another word for neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Okay, the different corners of New York City, the different neighborhoods, to see who could cover more area with their tag. Yeah.
I don't understand the meaning of boroughs. What does it mean?
Boroughs.
It's another word for neighborhood.
Okay.
So it was a competition between the neighborhoods, right? And gangs are in this neighborhood, that neighborhood, this neighborhood, the east side, the west side, the south side, the north side. So that's just another word for like different areas, different regions, different neighborhoods. Sure. And like we were saying, these small letters evolved, grew, changed into block and bubble letters. Alberto shared a picture. We could see lots of letters, lots of different styles. Do you guys know what block letters and bubble letters are?
Bubble letters, yeah, but block, no.
When they look square. When they look square. Bubble letter is when, let me share my screen. A bubble letter is when, if I were to draw a T, right? A bubble letter makes it look round, like a circle, right? A block letter is when it's like very square, like this. When I go like this, that,
Square.
Big block letters, or big bubble letters.
Yeah.
Okay? Just different styles.
I know.
Any other words that we don't know? I'm going to go back to this. The art form, which formed the basis for many styles employed today.
Used.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good. The art form was booming.
Became famous.
Popular.
Yeah.
It's getting popular.
Yeah, getting very popular, getting very big, spreading out. Yeah, and very quickly, boom, like a bomb.
Boom.
and took shape in the subways, like we were saying. They are still considered by many to be the ultimate canvas for a true writer. So a graffiti is a graffiti writer, okay, or a graffiti artist. Sometimes they're called writers. So what does it mean with the ultimate canvas?
Maybe the canvas is the place where you paint. I mean,
Exactly.
the picture, the empty picture, in which you have to paint it on it. It's called canvas.
Yeah.
But in this case, is literally. I mean that the wall is the latest, the most. How can I say it? It's a modern form for canvas, right? Am I right?
Exactly. You have the exact right idea. Yeah. So canvas is, you see them at art stores. You buy a big white piece of material. It is stretched over a wooden frame, and you paint, and then you hang it on your wall. But now, so the subways, many people think now, for actually graffiti writers, graffiti artists, they consider subways like the classic, best, ultimate place to tag, because it was the original place where it got popular. So when you see graffiti or tagging in a subway car or in a subway station, you know now that that's where it became popular, and this is where a lot of graffiti artists like to put their art. Okay, who has not read? Chow?
Yes.
Can you read the next part for us, please?
Yes. Well, as during the 90s graffitis was flourishing, the 80s provoked to be a very trying time for the subway. Oh, wait a minute. Subway riders, because the Metropolitan's Transit Authority began to focus on stopping it. A few die-hard artists refused to be a villain and kept the art form alive during this period. The emergence of hip-hop in mainstream culture during the 80s exposed graffiti to the world, and it began showing up everywhere. Its exposure led to the popularity and extensive graffiti writing of today.
Excellent, thank you. So, flourishing, this word.
Just like booming.
Yes, just like booming, but in an economical sense.
Yeah, that too. That too. But in this case, also just growing, booming.
Increasing.
Yes. But it was flourishing and growing and booming in the 70s, but in the 80s, it was a very trying time. What do you think that means when something, it was a trying time for graffiti in the 80s?
A proof time.
Hard time. Hard,
difficult.
Yeah.
Why? Why was it a trying time for graffiti in the 80s?
Because the Metropolitan Transit Authority started to realize that this was not a real form of art, but it's simply vandalism in a way.
Yeah, they started to crack down, as we say. The police started to crack down on the art. Like, okay, guys, we're going to find this art, we're going to remove it, we're going to criminalize people, we're going to punish them. They were really cracking down on the art form.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And then we have this other word in here, die-hard. But some die-hard artists, have you heard this before, die-hard?
Yes, it's
the movie.
Yes, the name of a famous movie by Bruce Willis.
Yes. Okay. What else? It's also used as an adjective. A few die-hard artists.
It means a stubborn.
Stubborn, good, or very, very serious, right?
Yes.
Stubborn is a good word for it. Okay, they were diehard. They were stubborn. They weren't going to give up. They were very serious about it.
Determined.
True
Right?
artists, huh?
Determined artist.
Determined. Yes, all of these things.
Yeah.
Okay. The emergence of hip hop. Emergence. The coming out of hip hop.
Okay.
Hip hop emerged in the 1980s. Hip hop came out. Hip hop became popular in the 1980s in mainstream culture.
I mean, uh, this sentence expresses the idea of culture that is getting different, just like a stream, just like a flow. And am I right?
Yeah. When something emerges, like right now, our time, we have seen the emergence of, portable music, right? The iPod, and it's changed the world, right? It's changed music. The internet, the emergence of the internet. The internet emerged, came out, right, in the 90s, and then mainstream culture is just popular culture. Okay, like if you think about Britney Spears. Okay, everybody knows Britney Spears. She is very mainstream culture. I guess Beyonce now, she is very mainstream. She's in, the movies, the popular television shows, the concerts. I mean, everyone in the world knows who Beyonce is, right? The opposite of mainstream is underground.
Yeah.
Okay? Where it's like it's not in the movies, it's not in the advertisements. Not everybody knows about what is underground. So there are underground musicians. Maybe a small group knows about them. Underground artists. They're not popular, they're not famous, they're underground. We have mainstream and underground. Any other questions so far?
Yeah.
On this, I'm going to go back. Okay. So hip-hop was previously underground, right? Hip-hop was getting started in the streets of New York City, and then boom, it went mainstream. Okay, in the 1980s, hip-hop went into the mainstream culture. Yeah? Okay. And then everyone started to get to know hip-hop music, hip-hop style. Graffiti is part of hip-hop culture. Okay? That's a whole different lesson, too. But graffiti is part of hip-hop culture. Hip-hop is not just music. It's also graffiti. It's also, like, clothing style. It's an attitude. All right, so the exposure, like, when hip-hop became popular, then graffiti also became more popular. And hip-hop reached the world. Does everyone know, first of all, what hip-hop is?
Yes.
Type of music, a genre of music.
Yes.
So hip-hop, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, it's a kind of music, it's a kind of a dance.
Yeah.
You can dance hip-hop, okay?
Exactly. Do you guys like hip-hop music?
Yeah.
I prefer art rock.
Okay. All right. So good. Yeah, hip-hop became very popular in the 80s, and hip-hop reached the world. It went around the world. Everybody knew about it. And because hip-hop became popular around the world, graffiti also became popular around the world. So graffiti got a lot of exposure. Everyone was seeing graffiti. Everyone knew what graffiti was around the world. Any questions on this paragraph?
No.
No.
Okay. So I mean, that's it. Does anyone have any questions? Do you guys understand a little bit more about the history of graffiti? Did you guys know this?
Yes.
Did you know this story
No.
before?
No.
No. Does it mean the graffiti was actually created by in the United States?
Well, originally, I mean, graffiti, if you're talking about writing on walls, then graffiti existed in ancient Egypt and ancient China and, you know, people writing pictures on the walls, right? So I think the story is it really became popular from this movement. It was a social movement in New York City. And then it was associated with hip hop. When hip hop became popular in the world, graffiti went with it. And then it became this new art form. And it doesn't talk about it in this, but there were groups of people in the 1980s, different musicians and artists, and they came together to form a group. And in the beginning, graffiti and hip-hop was for the lower cultures, not for high class, for like the lower class people. And then this group came together, they went to Europe, and they started going to events and parties with high class people, and they brought graffiti art like as on a painting, and it was selling for a lot of money, and then it became popular with rich people and the high class in Europe. And then it was like boom, everyone knew what graffiti was, everyone really liked, well, you know, the mainstream liked it, not everyone. And so this is kind of how it became really popular. And I have some pictures here of different, what it's become today is now a lot of people refer to it as street art. It's not just graffiti. And so there is amazing street art all over the world. You probably see it in your hometowns. So here are just some examples of really large street art murals from around the world. Okay, so here's one. This one is in Boston. And this one, where is this one? This one is in Spain. Where is Ordes?
I don't know.
Out there. Huh. Johnny, you are Italian. I had someone else from Italy in my last class, or before yesterday, I think, and he said we were talking about mixing different cultures, and he says you guys have a word, and it's called cultural juice.
Yes.
Juice.
Yes.
Right?
Juice.
I thought about that when I saw this one, cultural juice. Right?
Fantastic.
That's what
fantastic. I do like this art. I do like this art.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's these are really large images. This one is in the UK. This one is in Bristol on the building. Okay. This one is in Salt Lake City in Utah, in the United States. What is this one? What does this remind you of? The way it looks. What does it remind you of? Does this image look familiar? Anyone?
Oh, wonderful.
Anyone Catholic? Does this look familiar to anyone?
Yes, this is the Madonna.
Uh-huh. Right. But I mean, look at her face. What does she look like? Does she look like an older
she seems to be a model, but I'm not able to recognize her.
Right. I can't recognize her either, but I think she just looks like a modern woman. Right? But she does. It reminds you of the Madonna.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And I don't know if you guys this with the heart kind of reminds me of Frida Kahlo's paintings. Right? Do you guys know Frida Kahlo? Yes? No?
No.
Female artist. She was a painter. Okay. Anyway. This one is in Moscow. You see how it's very subtle too, but it's on an entire building. Okay. This one is in Poland. How big this is.
I have seen this. Yeah.
Which one? This one in Poland?
In Poland, yeah.
Did you go to Poland and you saw this in person?
No, but somebody sent me to via an email, and I have seen
it. What do you think about it?
It's great.
Amazing, right? I can't even believe how big it is. I know. I just,
this kind of art doesn't hurt your eyes. I mean, it perfectly combines with the environment. I mean, it matched perfectly with the environment, and in some cases you can find graffiti that are very very cool in a way, but at the same time they are very they can hurt your sensitiveness, and but in this case this is very beautiful to see, because it matches with it perfectly matches with the environment in Poland. I think so.
Yeah, totally. And do you guys see what she has on her head? What is this? You guys know. What is this? We had a lesson together. Do you remember?
No.
You guys, a dream catcher.
Is it a dream catcher?
Yes, look, you can see. You can see it. It's woven here, and then it has. Usually, dream catchers have feathers. Yeah, it's cool. A dream catcher. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I did a lesson, I think, last week about the story of how the dream catcher. The story about the dream catcher. All right, just thought it was cool. Okay. And yeah, like Johnny was saying, it fits into the environment, and the artist really thought about this. I mean, it's like she's coming out of this plant, yes? And it's just like she's standing next to. I mean, it really fits here. That's really cool. This one is also in the United States, in Maryland.
Haha, fun.
Cool.
Funny.
Wonderful.
What do you guys think this means? I'm interested to know what your opinions are. What do you guys think this means? We were talking about ascribing meaning to paintings. I don't know if this meaning is very obvious. I think I don't know. What do you guys think about this one?
They use the force of the windows to do that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. They use the windows. Yeah.
This is a game.
Really cool.
This is a
what game.
Do you guys think? Like this, with the hands and.
It's a game.
Yeah, I think so.
And wheels?
Eh?
I know the game where you have a rope and you have your hands and you make shapes, but
yeah.
The wheels, is that part of the game also? Is this a game I just don't know?
Yeah, the wheels are new.
Okay, I don't know. What do you guys think the meaning of this is? Do you think there is a message? Do you think there is a meaning?
I don't know.
It expresses the idea. It expresses an idea of connection. I don't know, but just my first impression. Connection with wheels in this case, but it's an idea It's just like to connect something each other, but I don't know the exact meaning of this.
Good.
By the way,
Yeah.
where is it?
This one is in Baltimore, Maryland. Maryland. Baltimore, I've never been, but I hear it's a really cool city.
Mhm.
I mean, they have cool art. So maybe, yeah. Go to the next one. This one's in New York. Maybe you have seen this image before. Do you recognize this image? Have you seen this image before? Not with the colors.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay, this is a famous picture because it reminds the New Year's Eve in the Times Square, right? A famous
Yeah.
a famous picture, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
After
was it?
the Second World War.
Yes, in Times Square in New
Yeah.
York.
The day of the ending. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
But
Yeah, when soldiers, they came home from war, and he got off the train, and he just grabbed this woman and just started kissing her when he came back from war.
Yeah. But I've never seen this art, this graffiti before. But it's fantastic. I do like. Thank you for your interesting lesson.
Yeah, this has been equally fun for me. The original photo is in black and white.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe the artist is saying something by leaving the faces in black and white and then color everywhere else. I mean, I don't know. Up to you. The original photo is black and white.
Yeah.
Okay. There is, and you can see there's so much more art too. I mean, and I don't know about where you guys are. I know that I've seen a lot of street art in Spain. I've seen a lot of it here in Istanbul too. It's quite popular in Los Angeles and growing. I mean, I think it's become popular worldwide. This is in Germany. What does it say on the wall? What is the message saying on the wall?
Art doesn't help people.
And then, can you see the small thing? People. People help people.
People help arts. Oh, this is very interesting message.
People help. People help people.
People help people. Yes.
So yeah, and it's interesting because this is in Germany, but what do you guys notice? What language are they writing in? English.
Yeah.
Even though it's in Germany. That's also interesting.
English in universal language.
Yeah. This is in my hometown of Southern California. I'm not from actual West Hollywood, but it's very close to where I'm from. Do you guys recognize this artist? He has become very, very popular in recent years.
No.
Like Indian.
This artist's name is Shepard Fairey. And you see this logo, it says Obey. A lot of his art looks like this, actually. And he does a lot of shows, too. This is just some of his art. Actually, here's his name if you want to look up more art. He does a lot of politically themed works of art, especially with issues related to the war on terror and the Middle East. And so he does a lot of work on that. This is just an example, but his work is really great. So you might want to check him out if you're interested. Again, this is in New York City. What do you notice about his shorts?
It represents all the flags of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of cool. Do you guys like this one?
Yes.
There's one shoe.
Where is the Italian flag? Where is the Italian flag? Okay.
Where is it? Can you guys find it?
No, I'm not able.
I don't know. I can't see I can't find the American flag. Oh, there it is. Oh, he's playing with colors too, because here's the American flag, but it's in different colors.
Yes, yes. For example, I'm able to recognize the Canadian flag, but in different colors.
Mhm. Here we go again. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's like this one, but he just put different colors in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. I like this one. I think this one's really cool. I don't know. And it's so big. I mean, look at this human. Right? The foot is bigger than her. I don't know how long this would have taken somebody, or I don't know. This one is in Georgia, also in the United States. What is this animal?
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
Alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
wonderful.
Cool. This one's in Poland. It's kind of three-dimensional looking. Here, let me make it a little smaller so
I
you
love
guys can see.
three-dimensional art.
It's useful.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good. I'll send you the link to this too, so you guys can see. This one, where did it say this one was in? Oh, unknown. We don't know. Anyone? Any one of you have seen this? Maybe it's in your hometowns?
No.
No? Good guess. Anybody watching the class? Maybe have you seen this? Maybe you guys know? Okay, you can type it in. All right. Again, here's another one in Poland. What do you guys think this means? This is an interesting one. Any thoughts on this? Did you ever do this when you were a child? Did you ever make a car out of a box?
It's
No,
my
just
life.
me?
It's my life represented on the wall.
Okay, this is your life. These are your artist children.
Yes, my children.
Okay.
Where is my mother-in-law?
I don't know, out of the picture.
Okay.
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 This one's in Canada.
Oh yeah, my mother-in-law on the ground.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Here's another one in Canada. I think that's the last one. Let me send you guys this link. There are tons that I wanted to share in class, but it was really difficult to pick a good one. Like, also one that was appropriate for this kind of setting. But if you look this up, I mean, you can find it, I mean, everywhere. And you probably have a lot of street art in your own hometown. Do you guys?
Yes.
No.
No,
Yes.
Kevin?
Yeah, we don't.
Yes.
It's usually it's not easy to see the street art in my city. Yeah, because you know the kind of for example the graffiti, it is a criminal offense in our city, and so people usually don't do that.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't see those graffiti or street art easily in my city. Yeah.
I see.
You
Anyone
So
else?
is it legal in New York?
You know, yeah, it is. In general, it's illegal, but I do think that you can get a special permit if you want, or permission from the owner of the building.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think some of these would have had to be legal because they would be working like all day.
Yeah.
So, anyone else? Any questions for me, or any questions for any of the other students in the class?
No. It's crystal
Any
clear.
comments you guys would like to make?
No, I would like just to thank you for this interesting lesson, because I think that art is it's fantastic, and I appreciate so much art, this kind of lesson.
That's
Thank
so
you,
great. Well,
so
thank
much.
you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really happy you enjoyed it. These lessons are for you guys anyway, so I'm really happy you enjoyed it, and thank you for joining. It's nice to have you. It's nice to meet you. Hopefully we see you in future classes.
Okay.
Anyone else? Any other questions or comments?
No, I think it's graffitis are a really good form to combat the old-fashioned cities and recover dirty phones and so on. It's very interesting for this.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. All right, well, I am teaching another lesson. Today's whole topic, we are doing idioms related to art, and also a little discussion coming up in about an hour. So hopefully I see you guys there, and if not, enjoy your Fridays, enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you guys next time. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.